third graders, and welcome to this week's science video. So we're going to be doing chapter 6, Exploring the Solar System. So let's jump right into it. So gaze up into the night sky and you will see a beautiful display of God's glory. The moon, stars, planets, and other heavenly bodies in space were all created by our powerful God. Our Earth feels very big to us. When we study outer space, however, we see a glimpse of how big the universe really is. Yet God created heavenly bodies in the great expanse of space for our benefit and for His glory. When we think about the universe, we realize just how small we are. It comforts us to know that our great God sees us, knows us, and loves us. Our solar system. Our planet Earth is part of our solar system. When you think of the word solar, what do you think of? Our sun is at the center of our solar system. 8 planets, including Earth, travel in continual paths around it. We call this path around the sun an orbit. So here we have the sun, and you can see, if you can see these rings right here, they are the continual paths that these planets will orbit around the sun. So you've got the sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth is right here, Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, Saturn, and Neptune. Each planet has its own path around the sun. Some planets take longer to orbit the sun than others. The farther from the sun a planet is, the longer it takes to orbit. That means that the planet Mercury, right here, super close to the sun, takes the shortest time to orbit the sun, while Neptune, all the way out here, the farthest away from the sun, is going to take the longest time. Now it takes Earth, right about here, about 365 days to orbit the sun. We call a planet's full orbit around the sun a year. Now over here, the sun. What gives the sun the power to keep all 8 planets in a continual orbit? Like the Earth, the sun has gravity of its own. Because the sun is larger than Earth, the sun's gravity is stronger. The sun's gravity helps all the planets of our solar system to orbit. The sun's energy. Can you remember how the sun's energy makes things work on Earth? God gave the sun its powerful light and heat energy. How does this light and heat energy come from the sun? The sun is actually a star. Like all other stars, it is made up of hot, glowing gases. This causes it to produce both light and heat energy. Imagine how big the Earth is. Now imagine more than 1 million Earths fitting in the sun. Although the sun is very large, there are stars even larger than our sun. It just seems large to us because it is our closest star. Stars. Not only did God give the Earth a perfectly working solar system, but He also gave us the stars. There are billions of stars in the universe, too many for us to ever count. Yet God knows and named each one. Like our sun, stars are giant balls of hot glowing gas. This is why they can put out both light and heat energy. Our galaxy. Our solar system is part of a much larger system of stars called the Milky Way galaxy. In ancient times, the Greeks and Romans saw the Milky Way in the night sky, and it reminded them of milk. That is where we get the name for our galaxy. There are many stars besides our sun that are a part of the Milky Way. From far into space, the Milky Way looks like a giant spiral. If we were to travel across the Milky Way from one side to the other side in a spaceship, it could take us 100,000 years. There are other galaxies besides the Milky Way in our universe. So if you can see this swirling right here, this is our Milky Way, and right about here, this is where our solar system is, so that's where Earth is. Constellations. The sky is filled with pictures and stories. If you use your imagination, as people have done throughout history, you can see them. One of these pictures is called Orion the Hunter. Can you see the 3 stars that make up Orion's belt right here in the center of him? If you look carefully enough, can you see the shield he carries? On the very outside. The stars that make up Orion have always been as God arranged them. Job mentions the star picture in the Bible. There are many other star pictures in the night sky. A constellation is a group of stars that make a picture. The Big Dipper and the Little Dipper are constellations that are easy to find. They look like ladles or dippers. The Little Dipper has a very special star called the North Star. It is always almost right above the North Pole. If you study constellations, it might seem that they are moving. Depending on the time of night or even the season of the year, they look as though they are slowly moving across the sky. We know, however, that stars do not move in the way planets and moons do. So, where is the movement coming from? It is Earth that is moving. Remember, Earth is rotating on its axis. This is why the sun seems to rise in the morning and set at night. This is also why the stars and constellations seem to move as well. Because Earth is orbiting the sun, constellations may also be seen in a different part of the sky depending on the season. So, a little quick true or false. Number 1, stars are made of hot glowing gases. That's true. Number 2, the Milky Way is the only galaxy of the universe. That is false. It's only one of them. Number 3, constellations are found in different places in the night sky because of Earth's orbit. That is true. All right, and that wraps up our quick little science discussion. Thank you guys.